Revenue Authority is charged with that responsibility of mobilizing revenue to support government's socio-economic development agenda. Now, as part of efforts to ensure this mandate is achieved, a number of policy initiatives and revenue-enhancing measures are being implemented for the year 2023. For the purposes of this, of course, discussion we're about to have, there's a need for me to tell you about issues relating to tax and Good Governance Month, which is being rolled out by the Ghana Revenue Authority, and it's electronic filing of annual tax returns. And of course, that is being done in collaboration with the various municipal district assemblies as well across the country in terms of property rates. So let me tell you about those helping us to do the discussion. Kweku Ejiwa is, of course, a Chief Revenue Officer at the Ghana Revenue Authority Taxpayer Office, and we do have Lawrence. If you could help me out with that. Hotunyami, right. Apologies for that. Of course, he is Assistant Commissioner, Training and Development Department for the Ghana Revenue Authority. So it's good to have you gentlemen with us. When I see you, sometimes I get scared, sometimes I'm happy as well that you are raising revenue for the country.
You should be excited.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So what are the plans really for 2023? Maybe I should start off with you.
So the month of April is a very important month for GRA. It's a month that we use to create awareness about taxpayer obligation. In actual fact, our taxpayers have 4 primary obligations. The first is to register with GRA. The second is to file returns. The third one is to pay taxes on due dates. And then the last obligation is to make frank and accurate voluntary disclosures to us. The month of April has been set aside to create awareness in this regard and to remind our taxpayers that the due date for submitting their annual returns is 30th April.
Is that why you're terming this a tax and good governance month? Is that the reason why you're doing all of this?
Yes, so as he rightly said, yes, over the whole year we do have this engagement, but particularly in the month of April, that is where we have most of our taxpayers filing their return. And it's important that we create all the awareness and also try to deepen our education for them to be able to file and avoid all necessary punishment that are attached to this particular.
And for those who are watching us who really don't know about the technicalities, what's the difference or what's the explanation to it? Filing of tax returns. When we're referring to that, basically what are we speaking of?
All right, so when we say a tax return, it's basically a statement, an official statement required by the Commissioner General of taxpayers to account for any taxes that they are supposed to make available to the Commissioner General, i.e. If it happens to have income, the Commissioner General will want to know the whole year, the income that has come to you or the profit that you have earned, and see if there is the need for you to pay tax on that, or if there is the opportunity for you to even get a refund by way of paying of taxes to the person. So it's just an official statement. If it has to do with transaction, those who file VAT and other indirect taxes, then you are supposed to give us details of transaction that you have conducted within the month and also submit same to the Commissioner General. That will indicate to the Commissioner General whether you are supposed to go ahead and pay taxes or the Commissioner General is supposed to make a refund of taxes to you.
Okay, so run us through the process. How do I file, for instance, my tax return?
So like before I come to the filing process,
the process.
Like my colleague rightly indicated, we deal with taxpayers that are engaged in different business activities. They earn employment income, some of them earn business income, and some of them earn investment income, and a combination of all that. The law places an obligation of them to make a disclosure of their income, and that disclosure is what we call filing of returns. The Commissioner General would have to raise an assessment on each and every taxpayer. But the Commissioner General will have to base the assessment on a scientific basis. There should be a scientific basis for raising the assessment. And the scientific basis is that the taxpayers will inform the Commissioner General of their turnover, their sales, their income, all the expenses that they might have incurred in the course of the year, so that the Commissioner General will be able to accurately determine their tax liabilities. It's very important, because if you don't file returns, the option that is available to the Commissioner General is to raise an assessment on you using best judgment.
Right.
And that could not be too friendly. So we want to encourage all our taxpayers that, look, this is the month for filing returns. You would have to make a disclosure of all your income and all your expenses. Now, the procedure is done online.
Oh,
we have moved
solely
from
online. So nothing like going to see anyone to help you out
so.
on that.
We have moved from the phase where you have to come to the GRA office, come and complete forms and all that. Now you go to our taxpayers portal. Okay. We call it www.taxpayersportal. And once you go on the taxpayers portal and log into the taxpayers portal, it will take you to a dialog box, file your returns, or file my returns. You click on filing of your returns, it will display a form, and then you just complete the forms, include your particulars, your income, all your expenses, the reliefs you are entitled to, everything that relates to you for the year, all classes of incomes that you earn, like I indicated. If it's business income, you disclose your business income information. If it has to do with your employment income, like us here, you would have to disclose all your employment income information, including your salaries and your allowances and all the things.
And since you are on that point about the individual, very often, there's this perception that, well, let's leave it to the business owners to file their tax return. So if I'm an individual, for instance, I work in an organization that already files their return, is that the end of the story?
No.
I still have a lot of work to do.
That's not the end of the story.
Right.
When it comes to PAYE, especially for employees, the obligation is in two folds. Your employers has an obligation to withhold your taxes on monthly basis.
Okay.
That's your employers. But you, the employee, has the obligation to file your annual personal income tax returns 4 months after the end of your business period. And for all individuals, our business period runs from January to December.
Okay.
So 4 months
after the year.
Yes, 4 months after the year, which ends in 30th of April, all individuals in this country, all individuals underlined, are under obligation to file their personal income tax returns, notwithstanding the deductions
that
your employers made on your behalf.
I see.
Of course, the deduction they made of will be credited to your account. So you have to file your personal income tax return, and that is what I said, that it can be done online.
Online as well. But how about the manual process? For those who may not be tech savvy, who are not able to use the internet, or the gadgets, the advanced gadgets, are you available available to assist such persons?
Yes, we are available. Indeed, we've set up special desks in our offices as well, so that if, so now for the manual, no, but if you do come to our office, we will assist you to be able to file electronically.
Okay, so all you're doing is to help the person.
We'll help the person
to go online, and then
because we want everybody to be able to file online. So when you come to our office, even with your phone, just as my brother rightly said, even with your phone, once it's an Android phone, we can help you to set up your portal, and just on your phone, we can also help you to file your returns. So once we take you through, maybe once, two, maybe the third time, but at any point in time, if you have any challenge with respect to filing of returns, you walk to any GRA office, we'll be able to assist you in filing the returns.
I'm just wondering what's happening beyond this month. Are you just fixated on the month and encouraging people to file their returns, or beyond this month, we still have an opportunity to do so? Is there a strict deadline that you say, okay, well, after this month, you don't have any other opportunity?
No, returns filing after this month, you still continue to file returns. And as my brother rightly mentioned earlier, we have different types of taxes. We have some for monthly, we have annually. However, for the yearly one, as he rightly said, for individuals, the last date or the due date for filing of those returns is on the 30th of this month.
Okay.
Said that if you are not able to do so, it means any other time that you do so will come with penalties. And once you fail to file on due date, the penalty that comes is 500 cedis for failing to file on due date. And every day that the return remain unfiled, you are going to accumulate 10 cedis on it. So if you and all
so
that.
it keeps
piling up, and those can be compounded with interest and other things because these are all taxes that the Commissioner General.
Okay, so anyway, why focus on just the bad boys? But if there are good ones, people who file on time, do you have any reward for them?
Yes, you know, the filing of returns is so important to GRA because we needed that information to be able to calculate your taxes accurately. Okay. In other words, we don't assess you more than you should have paid. Or we don't over-assess you, so it gives us that leverage. But apart from that, you needed to file the returns so we can be able to grant you reliefs you are entitled to. If you do not file returns, we may not be able to grant you the reliefs that you are entitled to. All individuals in this country have personal reliefs. Some are marriage and responsibility relief, child education relief, aged dependent reliefs, disability relief, mortgage interest relief, and so on and so forth. You can only take advantage of these reliefs if you file your annual returns. And so these are some of the benefits that are available. Taxpayers that want to apply for a refund, you can only qualify for a refund if you file your annual returns. If you want to claim capital allowance on any depreciable asset that you use in the production of your business income, you can only do that, claim a capital allowance or any benefit under the tax law when you file returns. So return filing is a precondition for any benefit that you want to, even if you want to apply for a tax clearance certificate, one of the conditions for the issuance of tax clearance certificate is that you file your annual returns.
That's an interesting one. But now you say you're making your activities digital. If, for instance, I'm filing on a weekend or maybe a time that it falls beyond your operational hours, are you open to that idea of allowing me to go through the process online?
Yes, like we indicated, the due date for filing is 30th April.
Okay.
So we want to encourage all our taxpayers to file before the close of that day. You know, you could file, like you indicated, you could file on the day after or 2 days after, but
it's ideal
to be reminded that the system will automatically generate a penalty for you filing late.
Oh, it's automated. So once you put that
once you delay
late,
in filing, the system does the computation, and it's very difficult to waive such penalties.
Wow.
So
interesting. What then happens if I fail to pay the tax, for instance, or to file my tax returns?
Well, if you fail to file, as we mentioned, yes, definitely there will be sanctions, and that's what I indicated earlier. And again, even on the filing itself, just as my brother indicated, yes, it's an extension. The portal is an extension of our office. So even if it's 12 midnight, so far as it is not beyond the due date, you can be in the comfort, even in your bed. Or as you sit here, you can decide to file. So we operate 24/7. If it's on a Saturday and it's on that 30th, you can still file. If it's even falling on a holiday, so far as the day that we've given has not elapsed on the system, we've now made our office available at your homes, so you can equally file. And if you fail to do that, then of course the sanctions that we mentioned earlier on will come in.
But there's this conversation about property rates, and when it comes up, a lot of people want some sufficient education on it. So first of all, are you is the law reformed on the payment of property tax, or is something that we need to still pay the rates? We need to still go ahead and pay them as directed by the district assembly?
Right. So it's still under the purview of the district assemblies. They are mandated by the law to take property rates. However, we've gone into some kind of collaboration with the MMDAs, that's the district assemblies, together with the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, as well as the land valuation. So all that we've done currently is to create a platform and also a kind of a database where we've rated all properties within across the country. We have the numbers, we have the values, we have also rated them, and they are sitting on that particular platform.
Also, it's like a system.
It's a system. So we've now created that system for the assemblies to be able to tap in and have the rate. So the rate, the laws, and all those things have not changed. We have rather come in to enhance the administration and of it.
Yeah, but is there any special reason for which you're doing this, for which you're embarking on this partnership?
Yeah.
Were you experiencing some challenges that you were attempting to solve with the creation of this new system?
The Ghana Revenue Authorities, over the years, we have gathered a lot of experience when it comes to the administration of various tax types. Like you are aware, we administer corporate income taxes, personal income taxes, rent taxes, and all other tax types. And years of experience show that we need to leverage with the district assemblies when it comes to the administration of property taxes. It's just one of the tax types. Right. But we want to leverage with them, share our experiences with them, bring our enforcement and compliance know-how to them, to see how best they can take advantage of this tax type. We have properties dotted across the country, and day in, day out, you see people building new houses at strategic locations and developing new houses and so on and so forth. GRA is collaborating with the assemblies to see how we can leverage and maximize tax revenue. You realize in our 2023 budget is one of the tax types that the finance minister indicated that we're going to focus our attention on. Right. So we bring in our professionalism, we bring in our experience to assist the assemblies so that we can maximize revenue collection.
And earlier when we were having the conversation on the filing of tax returns, you're pointing out that you've automated the system, you've upgraded, made it digital. With this one, is there a website or somewhere that you can go to and check out information on that?
Yes, there is. There is. We have Assemblygovgh. Okay. It is the platform, the sole platform for the payment of property taxes. The sole platform for the payment of property taxes. You just have to sign in with your details, your phone number, your name. If you are a company, you sign in with your company details. And then you'll be able to register all your properties on that platform. Even if you have several properties across the country, you'll be able to link them up. The good news is that the Assemblygovgh is not a standalone platform. It works together with Ghana.gov platform. And so once you register and register your property on this platform, when it comes to payment, the system will navigate you from this platform to the Ghana.gov platform to make payment.
Yeah, I was just about...
So it's the one-stop shop platform.
I was just about asking quickly because the Vice President indicated that the Ghana.gov was a system that you can make payments as well. So I was just trying to find out if of course, you can do payments through that portal as well. But earlier we were pointing out that there's a sanction for you if you don't adhere to the issues of filing your tax returns.
Sure.
When it comes to property rate, will it also run like the penalty you have, for instance, for not filing your tax returns? So is that how it works?
Yes, also has its own so
system. So it's completely different from
the tax,
filing. Okay.
Yes, so they also have a complete system. It's a different law that is also mandating the assembly or backing the collection of property rate. Yes, and there are sanctions if you fail to pay the property rate, and the sanctions range from fines to even imprisonment, because according to their section 154, you can be prosecuted when you fail to do that. Yes,
but the assemblies obviously have a lot to benefit from
yes,
this.
They do.
Are you collecting on behalf of them sometimes, or once you've created the system, everything goes directly to them?
Yes, so everything, just as my brother has said, we are leveraging our expertise to help them. I mean, it's the same government,
after all, the same states,
the same state, the same consolidated fund. So we are only helping them by leveraging our experience to them for them to be able to efficiently collect the rate when it comes to who gets what, and it is their mandate to collect. So that is what.
But you know, they usually deploy some revenue collectors. Sure. What then becomes their role now that we're having a digital payment system and all of that?
Yes. Okay. So again, there are other avenues that are created, just as even within the GRA. We used to also send people to go collect taxes. We have come into a digital space. There are a lot of work to be done, education and all that. So all those people are rightly catered for in this whole activity.
I see. And as we wrap up on this conversation, Lawrence, is there any special message for people who are listening to us on the essence of why they need to comply and, of course, file their tax returns as well?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that this just a reminder for all our cherished taxpayers that they would have to, we want to move away from where we strictly enforce the laws, and we want to bring them to a point where they will voluntarily comply with their tax obligation. In other words, we're moving from strict enforcement to voluntary compliance. So we want to educate our taxpayers to just take advantage of this season, file their tax returns. Their withholding tax returns is not filed annually. All the withholding tax returns are filed 15 days after the month in which the transaction occurred. So if the transaction occurred in the month of April, by 15th of May, you would have to file your withholding tax returns and pay. And so we want to encourage all our taxpayers to voluntarily comply with this obligation. It's a statutory obligation that all of us will have to comply with so we can build a better Ghana.
Indeed. And I'm grateful to Kweku and Lawrence for joining us. And Kweku, your offices are open, right? People can just walk in, and access your services. Sure. I'm grateful, gentlemen, for your time. And of course, you're still with us here on the Joy News channel. This is The Pulse. When we return, we'll tell you about what's been happening in the Ladadikotubon constituency as residents are asking the president to fulfill his promise of building back a health facility that's saved the lives of many. We'll tell you about it when we get back. Please stay.